Hello again. Got a little Chris Wallace. You know, Chris Wallace. He does that something special. And he's bad-mouthing Bashir al-Assad. But there's nothing new about that, because he does that all the time, and he bad-mouths everybody, including the Donald. But this isn't about the Donald. No, this is about Chris Wallace and Marco Rubio, who's climbing up the ladder. He's at 14%. 14%. Oh yeah. And Chris talked about a poll that was taken where Marco's the most trustworthy. Really, like when he lied about his father having been imprisoned in 1956. He said Fidel Castro put him in prison in 1956. Fidel Castro took power in 1959. That's lie number one. Lie number two is where he says he's eligible to be a presidential candidate. Marco was born in 1971. His parents became naturalized in 1975. The natural born clause, well, born of parents, plural. I know Obama never qualified either, but this isn't about Obama, okay? This is about Marco Rubio. And also about Chris Wallace. I personally can't stand either one of them. Marco was asked by Chris, hey Marco, if you were president, what would you do with what's going on in Syria? Well, if I was president, what I would do is I'd form a Sunni coalition. Sunni coalition. You know what Saudi Arabia is? Sunni. You know what Barack Hussein Obama is? Sunni. You know what IS is? Sunni. You know, I did a video and I talked about the various chapters and the various verses in the Quran. In chapter 47, verse 35, Marco might want to sort of hone up on that one. And what that clearly says is that it's times where they are commanded to subjugate, not to seek peace. And what that really means is that even a moderate Muslim, when he's called upon and he's commanded to subjugate, if he doesn't, then he dies. He's killed by those that do and will. That's why there are no real moderate Muslims. If they are a Muslim and they follow the Quran, then given an opportunity or given the command, they will kill. You could have a neighbor who is friendlier than, I don't know, anyone could possibly be. Once they reach a certain level of strength, and once they're ordered, commanded, they will kill you. Because they know that if they don't, they themselves will be killed. Are you sort of getting it? What it really means is you can't really trust them. And that's what it means. You can't really trust them. Marco doesn't understand that because he wants to form an alliance, a coalition with Sunni, when Obama is a Sunni, when Saudi Arabia are Sunnis, when ISIS is Sunni. You see why it doesn't sort of work? Marco is a kid. He's a snot-nosed kid. The citizens that elected him to become a senator should be pissed because they never got their money's worth, and they're still not getting their money's worth. The worst thing that could ever happen, well, not the worst thing, but one of the worst things is to have this snot-nosed kid become Commander-in-Chief. He's clueless, and Chris Wallace is clueless as well. You sort of know what I think. Let me know what you think.